What if these faceless motherfuckers are very smart though, and already 10 steps ahead with the whole thing with the besties? Do you truly believe the besties have flipped on the faceless, or is it all theater?
I think Edgar's already compromised.
Edgar!
This fucking guy tried to have me give him back a faceless coin, and he wouldn't even tell me the fucking truth. I was gonna give him this shit back. They call it the hollow coin. I don't know what it is. It's not the first time we've come across one, and I told him, where did you get it? Why do you want this back? And he refused to give me even a bullshit, like a decent bullshit story, like a half truth. He told me he's like fucking Alaskan, like something, and it's from Guarma, and I'm looking at the coin and it's got the faceless owl. I told him to suck my ass. So when you ask me about the fucking besties, I mean, yeah, they'll flip. All it's going to take is for them to be given something.
Are they going to survive
that they can't refuse?
With Forehead being gone?
I spoke to Forehead today, and he claims, he's been out of touch with them.
Because maybe the Faceless knows of the besties pretty well, and knows that Forehead being gone, Ming being gone, and there's gonna be a fracture. There's gonna be a vacuum that has to be filled as far as leadership and power, and that could lead to the gang imploding.
Let me pose it to you this way, right? And maybe I'm being pragmatic. I'm trying to be, not pessimistic.
Well, the Bears score right here, third and goal.
For a organization like the Faceless, who for the longest time took a stranglehold over the city by holding weapons over people's heads, so much so that people that would in any moment kill each other, get them sitting at the same table. Do we not believe that weeks from now, if the Faceless have something else to offer their enemies, that they may not take the bite?
But
you always have to plan for the worst.
Exactly, but these people are they have these like dark twists that you never see coming. That has been their theme, has been their pattern. They always just have this like invisible hand that comes out of nowhere and changes the tide of what was going on. And that's what scares me the most, is like, it's not what it seems to be on the surface, right? You have to dig deep and exactly know what's going on to understand what the fuck is happening.
Low,
No, you're good. I was just basically saying that you can really never expect what they're gonna do next. That's the only fear I have, because every time you seem like things are going your way, there's always this invisible hand that just comes out of nowhere and does something that changes the tide of the outcome.
That's why we had to save Ming. If they had Ming and they threatened to kill him, what would the Besties do?
Lose our mind?
And what if I was Mr. Blue and I said, we will slice his neck unless you bomb this building? What would they do?
I mean, I see your point. Like,
I think they wanted to trade Ming for Denzel.
Really?
Wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%. If I was in a position, yeah.
They may think they're 10 steps ahead, but some people think the long game. We can never be certain, but we need to limit risk. And that's the name of the game. What could they do given these pieces? Let's take that piece away.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of leverage, right?
What would you do if they were willing to give you Denzel if you took out Ming? And you don't have to answer that question.
I mean, like I was telling everybody else,
you already know the answer.
If I was a Faceless and had Ming and Denzel, and I had two enemies being Babylon and the Besties, I would put in my odds to have only one come out as an option. So create internal friction between the alliance, have them kill each other as I watch them from afar.
Exactly that. Now, that's not something that we shared with everybody, at least not during the operation, but it's very much what myself and my command were worried about. They're trying to force politics, and they're going to try again.